Part 3, Full Court Press Basketball Debate, December 12th edition. Let's start, Yvonne, with a local outlook on the Pelicans. I'll look up at the upcoming games and just any news that's been out the rest of the week. Tonight, we've got Cleveland at home. And on Sunday, we've got Golden State at home. Start of a homestand. Any thoughts? How do we win these games?
Sure. I think it's possible we could beat Cleveland. Unfortunately, I don't think it's possible we're going to beat Golden State. You and I have a difference of opinion where that's concerned. Now, don't get me wrong. Nothing would make me happier than to break Golden State's win streak by the Pelicans, our New Orleans team, beating them. But honestly, in my brain, I don't see that happening.
Well,
I am, however, extremely proud of no matter who's on the TV, no matter who they interview, no matter what sports analysts they talk to, no matter who's talking about sports or whatever, the number one name that gets mentioned in almost every category about who do you look for to win MVP, who do you think is the best player out there right now, etc., etc., etc. Anthony Davis is the name that comes up. And that's awesome, and I'm proud of that. And I'm ecstatic, and I hope it continues.
There's good news and the bad news, and bad news on the Pelicans this week. The bad news is that we play Cleveland and Golden State. And it's not easy. But the good news is that they're both at home. So that's going to make it easier for us. And they're, is it possible to beat Cleveland? Yeah. Especially if LeBron doesn't play. Because it's like I was telling you earlier, Kyrie Irving's got the knee contusion, so he's not going to be at 100%. You never are with a bruise on your knee in basketball. Okay, and LeBron's listed as day-to-day. I'm trying to see if there's an update, which I don't see. There's no update recently, so they're still saying he's day-to-day, although the line has changed in that game dramatically. Okay, Cleveland was favored by 3 when we talked about it earlier this morning. The line is now 2.5 to New Orleans. So something must have changed in there, and it just hasn't been released yet. I don't know. So is it possible to beat Cleveland? Oh, yeah. It's a lot more likely for us to beat Cleveland than it will be for us to beat Golden State.
Absolutely.
That being said, if Golden State loses to Dallas tomorrow morning at 1 o'clock p.m., by the way, weird start on a Saturday.
That's tomorrow afternoon.
Right. If Golden State loses at Dallas, which I'm picking that to happen, you heard it here, okay? Golden State will lose all momentum from that 14-game win streak, and they'll have to go into New Orleans. And if New Orleans beats Cleveland tonight, we've got all the momentum and Golden State's got 0. It rises our chances. Okay? And Eric Gordon, there's an update on Eric Gordon. He said the timetable is 3 to 4 weeks for a decision to be made of whether he will need surgery on his left shoulder.
Geez, they still haven't even made a decision if he needs surgery, he's out for the rest of the season. I'm telling you.
Well, right. I mean,
if it's taking them this long just to get the swelling down and the fluid out to even make a decision about doing surgery,
I told you.
A lot of money we're wasting.
I told you.
Why don't we just do it and get it over with?
I told you. I mean, let's go to this little questionnaire on the last page. And this is how we're going to end the debate, okay? Who has been, Yvonne?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to answer some of these questions.
Oh, of course.
Oh.
Yvonne, who has been your most surprising team so far, and why? Good? Well, no, not good or bad. This has to be good because next is disappointing.
Surprising in a good way. Wow. Well, I'm going to answer it, but then I'm going to qualify it.
Sure. Well, you have to qualify it. There's supposed to be a why after each of these questions.
I would have to say the Pelicans.
Really?
And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm comparing last year to this year.
Okay.
Okay. So that to me is the most surprising team. And am I basing it maybe on the wrong comparison? I'm not strictly basing it on just performance. I'm looking at each individual player in my mind, but I'm also basing it on the fact that last year was so disastrous. Seeing 4 and 5 starters on the bench, that it's so surprising to me in a good way that everybody except Eric right now has the ability to play, and the good that's coming out of this. You should have just paused it. Oh, I'm not answering that.
Okay, keep going.
Who was that?
That was Maddie telling me she's off for work.
Oh, just ignore that. Consumer credit. So that would be.
So New Orleans.
That would be.
Sorry about the phone.
But I would. But that's my reason for it.
Right.
Because I'm making a comparison of last year versus this year.
Okay.
So it does my heart good to see.
Absolutely, yeah, totally.
It does my heart good to see that not only are they 99% well and back on the court, but that we didn't do as poorly as we did last year only because they were out. But because they were out is why we did so poorly. You follow me?
Right.
You follow that?
Yeah.
That logic?
Yeah.
I mean, if they had played, we would not have been as bad off as we were. So obviously now that they're well, that's why we're doing so much better.
Right. Okay.
Who would you say?
There's a few candidates, okay? You gotta say Golden State.
Yeah.
Okay, 19-2, who expected it? Okay? How about Milwaukee?
Okay.
6th in the East. Who expected that?
Right.
Atlanta.
Right.
Wait, you ready? 2nd in the East right now. But for me, I'm going to give you a weird answer. You ready for this?
Sure.
The entire Western Conference. And what do I mean by this?
Well, you didn't ask me about that.
Between 1st and 7th place in the Western Conference, there is a 3.5 game difference.
Really?
Between 1st and 7th, there is a 3.5 game difference.
Really? I didn't realize that.
Now, we knew the West was going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
3.5 games? separating 7 teams? Are you kidding? That's unheard of. That is absolutely unheard of. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. There's a lot of candidates.
Please tell me your white shirt was a little bit big.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of candidates, but I have to say the entire Western Conference from 1st through 7th. But if I'm singling out one team,
do that for me.
it's got to be Atlanta.
Really?
I'm not surprised Atlanta's good. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised Atlanta's second in the East.
That they're that good.
I'm surprised that Atlanta is second in the East right now.
Okay.
Absolutely surprised.
Okay.
Yvonne, your most disappointing team
That's easy.
so far, and why?
That's easy. That's so easy. The Knicks.
The Knicks.
That's so easy.
There's a few candidates for me.
There's several, but the most, I would have to say the Knicks. I would have to say the Lakers. I mean, let's be perfectly honest here, okay? But number one that would jump out to me immediately before I dissect it and analyze it, the first thing I would think of, what are you looking for?
Sucks.
No, going in the drawer now.
Okay.
I got a pair you can have though. That stuck around and hung around here behind.
Okay.
That's the first ones that come to mind for me. Would be the Knicks.
The Knicks, definitely. But I'm going to give you a surprise one. Even though, technically, if the playoffs started today, they'd be the 7th seed, I'm going to say Miami.
Miami's doing poorly.
They're the 7th seed in the East. They're 10-12, which is not a bad record. 10-12, okay, you're right there.
No,
But
if
with
we're
all
comparing
the
years to
pieces.
year, right,
With all the pieces that they received,
right.
granted, Dwayne Wade had been out for 5-6 games, so that hurt him.
Oh, that absolutely.
But I expected more out of Miami than 10-12. I really did.
Even with Dwayne being out.
Yeah, I did. Because
Let's not forget about the changes Miami went through for this season, though.
they lost LeBron.
Right.
That's it.
But okay, all right. You say that like that's no small thing. That's a big deal.
It is.
Okay.
But they got a lot of pieces.
That hurt them on the floor. That hurt them psychologically. That hurt them mentally. I mean, that hurt.
Yvonne Juno, your most surprising player so far this season, and why?
Anthony Davis. I knew he was good. I didn't know he was that good. I knew he was good. I really did. Last year proved it. I didn't know he was going to excel and do as well as he's doing. Be the talk on everybody's tongue. Be the name that gets brought up first when they start talking about who should do this and who should do that, and did you see him do this? Did you see him do... I'd have to say Anthony. You disagree?
I don't disagree. I don't.
Okay. But...
Most surprising player?
Surprising? That's a strong... That's an unusual word for you to use.
Most surprising player.
Surprising. Okay. Maybe not surprising. Who am I the most proud of?
Most
would be Anthony
surprising
Davis.
player. But see, yeah, I agree with your logic about Anthony Davis that we knew he was good, we didn't know he was this good.
Right.
But we knew he had the potential.
To be this good.
I'm
Right.
going to say Marc Gasol from Memphis.
Okay.
This guy's in MVP talks right now.
Okay.
I didn't even think he had the potential to be this good.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Because Zach Randolph was the talk of Memphis. Mike Conley's been the talk of Memphis. Marc Gasol's been overlooked until this year.
You know who most people would say, right? Stephen Curry.
Oh, absolutely. And they've got every right to say that.
Right. And they would say the same thing. We knew he was good. We just didn't know he was that good. And he was going to perform at the caliber that he's performing right now.
Yvonne, your most disappointing player so far, and why?
Ooh, I wasn't prepared for that one. Oh, wow. Wow, I would have to think about that one. I don't know. There's several that come to mind. Most disappointing?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to let you answer this one first.
You're going to agree with me once I say it.
Okay.
Chandler Parsons.
Oh, yeah, you're right. After all the hoopla and after everything he did last year, for him to go to Dallas and perform as poorly as he's doing, yeah. They thought they were getting a brand new, yeah.
And they're 17-7, and that's nothing to sneeze at.
No.
But Parsons has not been
after
at the brunt
build
of that.
up.
Parsons has not been the brunt of that. Okay? That's been Monte Ellis. Combined with Dirk. Okay?
Yeah.
Yvonne.
Okay, I have to say something. As much as I hate to, I have to say something. And I know he's injured right now. And I know that that's a part of it. But I'm very disappointed about Eric Gordon.
Yeah.
Very. Because even before he got injured,
He wasn't producing.
he was not playing
He wasn't
to
producing.
the caliber that we both know
Right.
that he can play.
Right.
And it kills my soul to say that.
Right.
But it's true.
Yvonne, your most surprising coach so far.
Good or bad?
Good.
Well,
This one should be the easiest one to answer.
Well, it would have to be Doc Rivers.
Nope.
Monty.
No.
Okay, then I give up.
Steve Kerr.
Oh.
First
okay.
year in Golden State.
Okay.
First year as a coach.
I forgot.
19-2.
Okay.
That simple. He is the first coach in NBA history to win 19 of his first 21 games.
Wow. I know how to answer the next one before
And
you even ask it.
Your most disappointing
Very easy.
coach.
Derek Fisher.
You're going
Derek
Fisher?
Yeah. Or Black. Which one?
Neither.
Which one?
And I don't even know if you're aware of this. Do you know who Detroit's coach is right now?
No.
Stan Van Gundy. Fat Van Gundy?
Don't say that. Are you serious? The one who used to be...
Orlando.
Really? No, I did not know that. When did that happen?
Beginning of the season, they hired him.
Did they really?
Stan Van Gundy.
I had no idea. How come I haven't seen him at any of the games?
Because Detroit is 3-19.
Oh. But still, I've watched some of the games where Detroit's played. I haven't seen him on the sidelines.
Stan Van Gundy.
Okay, so what happened to him?
Not quite sure. But it's disappointing.
Well, yeah.
Yvonne.
Okay, based on the ones that I know, out of the two that I said, would you agree
Fisher, yes.
that they're running a close race?
Yes. Yes.
Who do
absolutely.
you think is the bigger disappointment, Derek or Black?
Derek Fisher.
You know why? I'll tell you why. Black might not know any better. He's still on European
Right.
time.
Right.
Derek knows better. He should know by now when something's not working.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Rookie of the year so far.
You got me on that one.
Very easy.
Okay,
Jabari Parker.
okay,
Look at Milwaukee.
okay.
11 and 12, 6th in the East. While Andrew
I
Wiggins.
don't know stats like
While
you do.
Andrew Wiggins and Minnesota, how Wiggins was supposed to just destroy Jabari Parker in Rookie of the Year voting. Yeah, Minnesota's last in the West right now. That's pretty much all you need
It
to
just
know.
never stops.
Okay, so Rookie of the Year.
Are you taking Are you taking this home?
No, I don't want to sit there. I'll come get it in the morning. I don't want that sitting in my
I
car.
won't be here.
Then I'll let myself in and get it. Or if Papa's not gonna be here either,
Yeah, Papa will be here.
I'll get it in the
He's
morning.
got. What time are you going in? Or is it on right now?
Yeah. 5, so I'll get it.
Okay, Papa's got a haircut at 10. Other than that, he'll be home.
All right. So Rookie of the Year, Jabari Parker, pretty simple.
Yeah.
Okay. Coach of the Year so far, Yvonne.
Oh, I hate these kind of questions because I don't know them all. Okay? I guess I would have to say the one that you mentioned that's
Steve Kerr.
never been a coach before.
Steve Kerr.
Memphis. Yeah.
Golden State.
Oh, Golden State. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's his name?
Steve Kerr.
Okay. K.
ERR.
All right.
Your 6th man of the year
Ryan Anderson.
so far. Ooh, good one. Ryan Anderson?
Was there any doubt? Who else would you say?
Oh, God. Isaiah Thomas. Jamal Crawford.
I'd still say Ryan Anderson. I'd still say. Who would you say?
Thomas.
Okay.
Isaiah Thomas. Most improved player from last year.
Most improved. I would have to sit here and think for a long time, but the first name that came to my mind was Ashik. That's the first name that came to my mind. He has improved. I
Yes.
don't know about most improved, but he has improved.
Kind of a dark horse candidate here. Somebody that a lot of people forget about that has been doing a lot of damage all season.
Go ahead.
Jimmy Butler. Chicago.
Yes, that's... Yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
And one of the Greens.
Draymond Green
Yes.
from Golden State.
Yes.
Jimmy Butler from
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah, I'd have...
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird haircut and all.
Yep. Now, your MVP so far. The MVP
Based
is
on...
today. You're selecting the MVP for the 2014-15 regular season today. Who gets your vote?
Wow. Okay. Anthony Davis.
I agree. I agree. A notch above Kobe Bryant. A notch.
But you know that's not who the majority of people would say.
Stephen Curry.
Stephen Curry. That's exactly who people would say.
And he has been fantastic.
Yeah.
I can't really argue it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. that will.
Well, that's why I said, what are we basing it on? Because if we're basing it just on scoring, if we're basing it just on 3-point shots, if we're basing it on, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of classifications and qualifications that go under this category of MVP.
Yeah.
But overall,
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
That will conclude this edition of Full Court Press Basketball Debate. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.